Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to give you a little bit of a market update. What's happening in the real estate market because these are very sensitive times right now with huge spikes in interest rates, going up. So that's causing a little bit of reaction from the market, and I want to keep you updated throughout this whole situation. So. If you guys haven't done so already, go to the second channel because that's where I'm posting these videos. This video is going to be also posted on the first channel if that's where you're watching it. If you're watching on the first channel, go down below and subscribe to the second channel. That way you can notified every time I give you a market update, giving you the insights just like the one that you're going to see right now. So we're going to talk about the real estate market, what indicators we need to look at, which is the supply that we have on the market, specifically in Las Vegas, but also throughout the United States. And then we're going to go and look into another big factor that a lot of people are overseeing when they compare the 2008 market with today's market. So just trying to give you all that knowledge and information that you need in order to be more, to not make irrational decisions. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Redfin reports a housing market update. More sellers drop their prices, but buyers find little relief in purchasing power, pretty much. Home buying is a competitive and costly as ever, as soaring mortgage rates make the market less inviting for many would-be sellers. So I've seen this personally in the market. I've seen a lot of people drop out from the race to owning a house. And for example, you look at all the new construction homes. Right now, we do have some inventory pretty much in all the new construction sites. So I can directly tell you, me from my personal perspective, I've seen this happen already. Now, does that mean that prices have gone down? Absolutely not. We still have a lot of buying pressure, at least from my perspective. And that's what I'm seeing, where prices are still going up, even though we have a little bit more inventory on the market. Because yes, if you have a little bit more inventory on the market, it doesn't mean that we're going to a buyer's market. We're still increasing in pricing. It's just that it's going at a slower pace compared to what it used to be. Regardless, let's get into this article. Let's see what they're talking about. Share of home sellers who dropped their asking price shot up to a 6-month high. So in 6 months, we haven't seen, a drop of 50%, a drop of 15% of the people, um, drop their house price, which means we're having a little bit of a slowdown in the market. That's what we're seeing so far. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. We had the same situation back in October, November last year. So did that mean that the market crashed? No, it doesn't really mean that. So I want you guys to see this information from a certain perspective of what could happen. Okay. Um, if we go and look at, let's see, it says the leading indicators of home buying activity. Okay, and that's how many people search for homes for sale on Google. Searches during the week ending in April 30th were down 7% from a year earlier. So that means from April 2021 to April 2022, we had a 7% less uh, buyers looking for homes for sale on Google. And I was interested in this, so I clicked on it and tried to see, okay, what is the actual data here, right? I was comparing it here with homes for rent, which obviously had a little bit of an uptick compared to the month before or the year before. But what we see is right here, throughout December right here, obviously that's when we have less people buying and all that stuff. But once you actually look at the data, you see that we still have a bunch of people looking for homes. So yeah, maybe from last year, let's see, April 2021 we had 97, and then right now we have 88. Okay, so yes, we have seen a little bit of a drop, but this doesn't really change the what's happening in the housing market, because we still have huge amounts of people looking for homes for sale. So is this going to change the market? I don't know. Even back in October, we had way less activity, right? November, December, because those are the holidays and people don't look for homes. So yeah, this data doesn't really tell us anything. So that's when what you have to watch out for when you read the headlines and you look, oh, home prices are dropping. Well, do a little bit more digging before you actually make a decision. Okay, this is it, because that's where people get left behind. Right? perfect example was back in 2020. I was telling all my clients, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell. This is now is the time when you want to buy. And these people sold their houses for probably like 40% less than what they could have sold them today. And now they don't have a house, they are renting, and they are looking into buying in again. So these are the things that you have to be aware of in order for you to make a good decision when you're buying a home. Okay, so just showing you a little bit what's happening. The headlines are big. This is what gets people over to read these articles. But at the end of the day, I don't see a significant difference. Now, we have seen, however, if I go to the MLS, we have seen a little bit more supply in the market. So uh, right here we are February 2022. We had 1 month of supply. Went down to March. I think we are at 0.9 months at some point. This one doesn't show me less than a month for some reason. But then you see right now in April we saw 1.1 months of supply. So I foresee this going up right here, just like we seen last year towards the end of the year. We saw supply going up. We have these cycles going up and down. That's normal. Nothing yet that is scary to me. So even though interest rates have gone up from 3% in January all the way up to, what is it? We had 3% in December right here. Funds rate was down to 1.43. Now we're at 3.081, which is still up compared to the last few weeks, a big increase. So just giving you guys an update there. We're still not seeing significant movement on the market. I do see this slowing down a little bit. The rate of increase. So maybe instead of increasing home prices here in Las Vegas, 20% year over year, we might see like a 10 or 3 or maybe a flatten out. That's my prediction. Now, this is not financial advice. You have to, I don't know your situation, so you have to make your decision based on what your situation is. I don't give financial advice. I just help people buy homes. So if you're my client, this is not financial advice, just disclosing you. Now, since 2000, this is one of the metrics that I wanted to show you because everybody's talking about prices being at all-time highs and this is going to crash and everything is going to happen, whatever. Now here is what I'm talking about. The proportion between house prices and rent prices. This is huge, okay? Because what you see right here is this is home prices, the darker blue line. And you see this is the bubble that we had in 2006, and then it adjusted, it went under, and then we're going up, right? So now we are, home prices are more expensive. This is nationally, okay? That doesn't mean that that's the case because real estate is local. You can't consider all real estate the same, okay? So nationally, we're looking at, home prices now, it's pretty expensive, but I've seen this go up quite a bit as well, the rent prices. I mean, in Las Vegas, for example, we're up 25%. Now, nationally, rent prices are not keeping up with home prices, which is something that I see a little bit of a correction. So I could see this playing out where prices kind of flatten out and catch up with rent prices, or rent prices skyrocket again because of inflation and catching up with this line right here. But we are nothing close to what we had in 2006 because in 2006 it was artificially screwed due to bad blending standards, and that's something that we have to consider all the time. So unless I start seeing this going to which pretty much we're right here right now, unless I start seeing all of this going up like this, I don't see that being an issue. I think we're going to flatten out. We're going to catch up with the rent prices, with the interest rates going up, and I think we are still in a healthy market, in my opinion. Now, this is very important for people to see because this shows you the difference between 2006, 2007, 8, and what we have right now. If you were to not buy your house and rent, you still have to pay a huge amount of money to rent. That's what happened back in 2006, where people were paying huge amounts of money to purchase a home, especially with the interest rates rising and all that stuff. And you could have rented for probably like 2/3 or maybe half the price if you just go and leave the house, and just let it foreclose, which was the case. That's what happened eventually, and prices dropped. Right now, that's not really the case. So even if we see some kind of correction, whatever. Here's my point. I personally am still buying. I have a house under contract right now. I'm going to keep buying personally. And to me, it doesn't matter what happens in the short term. All I see here is that in the long term, if I'm looking at an investment of 10 years or plus, even 20 years or plus, I'm going to be fine. Because you look at 30 years ago, we're in 2022, 30 years ago, we would be at 1992. Prices have tripled ever since. So to me, it doesn't matter what happens in the short term. And this is the attitude that you should worry about. Maybe some people are considering, well, I should probably buy now, or maybe I should buy later, or maybe investors. I get calls from investors saying, hey, Jack, do you think now is the right time to buy? Well, here's the video for you. This is what I'm doing. I don't know if it's the right time to buy. That's something that you have to make a decision on. But I just want to give you a little bit of an update on what's happening with the real estate market. We're still at super low interest rates compared to historic uh, numbers. In fact, if you look at all right here, we're looking at back in 1980s, we had very high interest rates. We're still low interest rates. I remember, back in, 2020, what is it? Back here was 2006, 2007, or even before that, people would say, "Wow, I mean, I got an interest rate below 7%. I'm so happy with that." Right now, we're getting an interest rate at 5%. They're like, "Oh no, this is too much. It's crazy." So something to consider. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's update. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you find these helpful. I want to know your opinion down in the comments, what you think about the market. That way I can respond to those. And I can tell you, based on data and what I'm seeing, what I think is going to happen. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.